The Tropicana was once the Tiffany of the Strip. For former showgirls, it was home. The first time Maryann Picchi saw the Folies Bergere show at the Tropicana, she knew she belonged on that stage. The year was 1970, and Picchi, then 25, was stunned by the big sets. The showgirls in beautiful gowns and sparkling sequins. The live orchestra that filled the room with sweeping music. For someone who had been dancing since she was 3, it was a dream job. I thought that would be more exciting than being a dancer on a TV show or in the movies. This was every night. I could dance every night, said Picchi now. Picchi landed a job as a dancer with the Folies Bergere later that year, and the Tropicana became her second home. More than 5 decades later, the property is going the way of other iconic casinos like the Dunes and the Stardust, in a cloud of dust. Its implosion is planned for early October 9th. But for former Folies Bergere performers like Picchi, memories of the sequin-studded show's extravagance and close crew will never die. A Las Vegas icon. The longest-running show in Las Vegas history, the Folies Bergere opened in 1959, 2 years after the Tropicana opened its doors. Showgirl reviews thrived in Vegas at the time. Minsky's Follies opened the city's first topless show at the Dunes in 1957 after being run out of New York for being too raunchy. Lido di Paris Revue was imported from France next, with the 1958 opening at the Stardust. Folies Bergere made its debut the following year, promising an elegant evening of sensual entertainment, according to the Folies Bergere in Las Vegas by Karen Feder. The Las Vegas Sun at the time described it as the most dazzling entertainment which any city has been privileged to see. This was a particular entertainment genre that the folks that came to visit Las Vegas really were attracted to. Feder, president of Entertainment Exhibitions, an advisory firm specializing in entertainment and performance costumes, told USA Today that visual legacy from showgirls has really stuck and come to define Vegas, and I think the Folies Bergere is one of the most important shows for establishing that legacy. Terry Thorndick, 76, recalls working 2, sometimes 3 shows a night in the 70s, but the job was often as much fun as it was work. The first drink of the night would often come between shows, with management encouraging showgirls to dress up and grab a cocktail at the lounge between sets. We were given free range of whatever we wanted. If we wanted to drink all night long, we could, Thorndick said. Then, after the last show wrapped, Thorndick said she and other performers would dance the rest of the night away at disco clubs on the Strip, sometimes bumping into celebrities like Sonny and Cher. You would think after dancing all night long, you wouldn't want to dance, she said. But it's different when you go out. Clark County had fewer than 300,000 residents at the time, which Thorndick said gave Las Vegas a small-town feel. It wasn't uncommon for her to see a friendly wave from Mr. Las Vegas himself, singer and actor Wayne Newton, who worked with her husband at the time as their cars passed. That's just how it was back then. Everybody knew one another, she said. A double life. While nights were for the show and social life, some performers would spend their days raising families or attending school. Picchi, who had an infant when she started working as a dancer, said she would sometimes have her son play under her dressing room table with toys during their first performance, then drop him off at home between shows once the babysitter was available. It was kind of tough being a mom and nighttime performer, she said, but I wasn't the only one. Lori Thompson, the principal dancer for the show from 1985 to 1997, would fly between Las Vegas and California 5 times a week in the 90s to attend law school at the University of San Diego. Round-trip flights cost her about $50 in those days, and less stringent airport security meant it took her just 2 hours to get from her home in Las Vegas to her classroom in California. I would study until the show started and then in between the shows, she said. Then I would get up at 6 and get on the flight out and study on the plane, then study home on the plane. She missed just one Folies Bergere show throughout 4 years of flying back and forth, when heavy fog delayed her flight. When she did make it back to the Tropicana, she said, she had to talk her boss into keeping her job. I already had enough money to pay for law school and pay for my flights back and forth. I just wasn't ready to quit performing. It had been part of my life from 9 years old to 37, she said.